Wow, this is crazy. All right. Before I officially start, I would like to read a poem for you all. It's a poem I wrote this year titled Observations. Oof, I'm shaking. Sorry, guys. It's only when I'm already 6 feet deep into my depression, the maggots gnawing at my dead skin, can I write a good poem. Poems that make you question if I've already killed myself when I wrote it. It's as if I were sending out poems from my grave, and on my cracked headstone you'd see poet in progress. Because I know even from my grave I'll be writing poetry. Even if I have to write in the dirt with my dried up bones. And let's be honest, those are the poems you want. You want the poems I hated myself for writing. I'm well aware that the only reason you read poems like mine is because you need to cling on to the hope that someone is feeling worse than you, that someone has found themselves in a deeper grave than yours. It's like the way you can't help but stare out the window when you see a car accident, or when you cringe but can't help and look when someone gets hurt on TV. You love other human beings in pain. Don't ask me how I know this. I've looked inside your brain. In fact, I've lived there for a while. And just like the rest of us, you're a selfish human being that needs to know that someone else is feeling just as much, if not even more pain than you. You think that if you read their pain, if you observe it, if you taste it, it'll make yours go away just the smallest bit. But it doesn't. So I'll keep writing my depressing poems, and you'll keep reading them. I need you just as much as you need this, the illusion that we're not alone. You may call what I do genius, but I call it painful. All right, that's it. Thank you. All right, so who is Brianna, right? All right. As Matt said, I'm Brianna. I'm an 11th grader at the Met High School. And I'm a PeaceLove intern. I love PeaceLove, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity they give me, and the fact that I'm standing on the stage means the world to me. Thank you so much, Matt and Jeff. You guys mean the world to me. So I wanted to share my story with you guys, and my story is a little, not chronologically in order, so bear with me for a second. My first Storytellers event was 2 years ago. I was sitting in that corner over there where my friends are right now. What's up? Los Lobos, where you at? I love you guys. I was sitting with my best friend Blue in the corner, and I was listening to all these amazing people just talk about their stories, and, we're crying, we're laughing, and I'm just like, whoa, where am I? Coming from a Hispanic family, we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about mental illness. Being sad is not a thing. You keep it to yourself. And all these different people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world even, sharing their stories. And I was taken so aback that I was like, I need to learn what PeaceLove is. I need to be there. Thankfully, through the help of my advisors and friends, I started interning here. But going back a few more years, 4th grade Brianna. All right, so 4th grade Brianna was a really shy kid, which my friends wouldn't believe because I never shut up nowadays. But I was a really shy, quiet kid, and I did my work and I stayed back, and I have an amazing mom and a loving father and a brother that I love to death. But I always felt that something was missing. No other word to describe it, but I always felt blank. And as a 4th grader, you shouldn't be feeling that way, right? But I was extremely empty all the time, and I didn't understand why. I read this book, my favorite book by far, and still is my favorite book, called Dear Mr. Henshaw by Beverly Cleary. And if you haven't read it, it's a 4th grade reading book, but it's amazing. And it's about this boy, and he's writing letters to his favorite author, Dear Mr. Henshaw. And he's just explaining his life. And I'll never forget this. Page 38, he says to his author, I feel as a page I'm looking at, blank. And I was like, yeah, same, dude. I was like, yeah, relatable. And that book has just carried throughout me with my life, and still nowadays I relate to it. I read it a lot. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. And I continued feeling that way, to be honest. I continued feeling that way, till now. But when I entered middle school, it got a lot worse. I dove into really unhealthy habits, really unhealthy attitude. I kind of pushed everyone away. I was not nice. I was mean to everyone. And I have friends nowadays that can testify to that. I wasn't a nice person. But in 7th grade, in 8th grade, I started doing things. I started playing sports. I started writing poetry. I reread Dear Mr. Henshaw, and I realized how writing these simple little letters, kind of like keeping a diary to yourself, really helped this little boy. And I thought, yo, why don't you write? Like, try, you might be good at it. So I started, and that was what I've written. And I've continued to write, and it's been something that's helped. It's a way that I express myself. It's a way that I feel I can connect to people. And that's what I want to do. I feel like connecting to people, that's what helps me at least, I love having those deep conversations with people. I love to know how you feel. Tell me how you feel, and I'll tell you how I feel, like those deep, real conversations, because those are what help. Those what make you feel better. And I think that's beautiful. And that's why I think events like this, where people can just stand up here and share their story. And even me, who I never thought I'd be here 2 years ago, here I am sharing my story. And the fact that you're all here listening to it, that's beautiful. And that says something about the amazing person you are and how amazing everyone that's up here is. All right. Thank you. So I guess if you get anything out of what this 11th grader has said today, I would just like for you to be able to empower yourself to share your story. Maybe it's not like this in front of 400 people, but, with your friend or your family. I think it's really important to talk to your family about how you feel, or some people you consider family. Share your story because it's important, and I promise somebody wants to hear it. And you know what? Do what makes you happy. Writing makes me happy, and sharing my poetry with anyone makes me happy. So I asked my friends in my class to share what made them happy. So I'm sorry to put you guys on the spot, but here's the answers I got. So you can write, draw, paint, or like my friend Sinead, she likes to dance, or like my friend John, he likes to cook, or Jai, who likes to sing, and my friend Louie, who likes to play sports, or shopping, like my friend Wyan, make music, like one of my really good friends, Jace, or shop for your dog, like my best friend Blue. And eat. If that's what makes you happy, like my friend Bruce, just eat. Yo, food's delicious. Spend time with loved ones, like my advisor, Kristen. Or like my really good friends, Ulysses and Yoel. Just make other people happy, if that's what makes you happy. Or like my post-med advisor, MB, make breakfast while listening to your Soul Lounge playlist. I got that, MB, for you. Whatever makes you happy, do it. I believe you should do it. And you know what? Your happiness matters. Don't ever let anything, or even your brain, convince you that it doesn't. Because you do. You matter. Your story matters. What you have to say matters. I promise it does. Thank you for listening to me.